everyone, how are you doing today? My name is Karina and welcome back to my channel. We are continuing the panning journey today, this time of course with my empty. So this is about mid-March to mid-April and it's a good day. Sun is shining, snow is melting, it feels like spring, and I've got an overflowing box of stuff to show you guys. I've got everything in here. So we've got body care, skincare, hair care, makeup, fragrance, nail polish. There is a lot to unpack in this box. So let's just dive right into it. So as always, we'll work through everything by category, and then I'll of course end the video off with my total. So how much this particular box is worth, retail value in Canadian dollars, and how much I've used up for the year. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Since I only have one fragrance in here, let's start with this. This is the Choo. I Want Choo. This is this little sample. It's got 2 milliliters of product in here. You can see there's a tiny little bit left at the bottom that I just cannot get out. This came in the fragrance sampler kit that my husband got me for Christmas this year. Not a big fan of this scent. It's not going to be the one I'm going to redeem the full-sized voucher for, but I've gotten it used up and it's out of the way now. So this is the first item to kick us off, a small little fragrance. Let's move on to some hair care next. I have a shampoo and conditioner, different lines of course. Let's start with this shampoo here. This is the shampoo that I used up, and this at best was okay, and at worst was not good for my hair. So I probably used it to around here-ish or so as a shampoo. And then from here down, I either used it as shampoo or I used it as soap, which I know you're not supposed to do, but I wanted to get it used up and out because sometimes when I would wash my hair with this, it was fine. And other times I washed my hair with it and like within 24 hours, even as bad as I shower at night and the next morning, my hair looked greasy. So it had a full range on that, and I did not like it. I usually like the OGX products, but this one, no. This conditioner though, this wasn't bad. I have the shampoo of this line currently in my shower. It's about halfway done because I would trade it off with this one to try to help get through it. But this one wasn't bad. Yeah, decent scent. It was fine. It was nice. This one has bamboo oil. It's supposed to be soft and nice hair, so decent. So I got that guy used up as well. And of course, if you caught my advent calendar project pan, then this little hair oil sample is going to look familiar. This is the Fable and Maine. It only had like 1.3 milliliters in it. So like kind of got 2 uses out of it. I don't know if it did anything, because maybe I didn't use enough. I'm not well versed in hair oil, so can't really tell you much else about it. It didn't really have a scent. Let me just confirm. Yeah, not too much of a scent in there, and it was fine, but it seems kind of expensive for how quickly. Obviously, you need a fair amount of hair oil, but especially for my hair, because I've got pretty thick hair, but it doesn't intrigue me to do a whole lot with hair oils or to look into this one in particular. Let's move on to nail polish since I only have 2 items to talk about. The first one is this guy. So this is the Quo. This is their breathable base and top coat nail polish, which I just used as the base coat because I'm very bad at top coating, because I'm doing it for the look, generally to make it look glossier, shinier, to change it from like a matte or a satin finish to something a little bit glossier. So I just use this as a base coat. And you can see there is still a decent amount left there at the bottom, but that is so hard to get out. Like I can get some there and it's pretty good for like 1-2 nails, but then you're trying to dip in and the brush dries out, and eventually maybe I might pour it into another bottle because I have some smaller like top coat, base coat. Well, they're top coats, but maybe I'll try pouring this in at some point later on and finish it off that way. But at this point, I don't have anything to pour it into that would serve to help with base / top coat. So for now, we're going to call this one done. It was fine. It smells like normal nail polish, but it doesn't have a really strong nail polish scent. And it seemed to help a little bit. So decent. Of course, this one is kind of bittersweet. This is my Rebel nail polish. This one is in the shade I said RE-gina, or I said RE-gina. This was the color I wore as my manicure for my wedding day. You can see there's just a little bit left on the bottom, but I cannot get that out. And the last manicure I tried to do with it was very thick, very gloopy, hard to work with. I banged it up pretty quickly, like a couple hours in, so I basically had to redo it anyway. So we're going to call this one completely done, even though, yes, there is a bit left here. You can get through these ones pretty quickly. I don't know how much is in here, but it doesn't seem like a whole lot. And it is also apparently a value of $15, which is very expensive. These I get when I go to Just For You Day Spa. If I do get a pedicure, then you get to take the bottle home with you, which I like. That gives a little bit more value to the pedicure or manicure, or whatever service you are getting, but I wouldn't pay $15 for this bottle on its own. But to get it as part of the service, absolutely, it's lovely. Let's move next into skincare. And the first one, very excited about this. This is my Elemis, the Superfood AHA Glow Cleansing Butter. This was in, of course, my Skin is in Project Pan. Completely empty. This is my second one I have used up. I got one in Boxycharm. I picked another one up in the Boxy shop because I wanted to try it. And I liked the first one I used better. But now that I've tried more cleansing balms, this one isn't as good at removing the eye makeup. It can sting the eyes a little bit, probably because it has AHA in it, even though it does say it's safe for around the eye area. I've tried a different Elemis cleansing balm, like a one-time use type thing, and I liked that one a whole lot better, so it's probably just this particular cleansing balm. It did have pumpkin and a whole bunch of other scents in there, and it was fine. I would prefer other scents, but this was okay. This cleansing balm, for example, I liked a whole lot better. So this is the Farmacy, their Green Clean Makeup Meltaway Cleansing Balm. Inside looks like that, completely empty now. It was kind of a light green color. It did come in one of the Sephora favorite sets. I had asked for it for Christmas so I could take this down on the Caribbean vacation with me. There's not as many Caribbean vacation empties as I would like, because when it came back, then it went mainly back to regular scheduled programming with my skincare. But this one I finished when I finished off the Elemis, and I liked this one. It has a very nice, yeah, you can still kind of smell it a little bit. It has a nice vitamin C-y kind of scent. Nice little light citrus, so I enjoy that. I do like that. And I do like the Farmacy formula as well. So this one, way better than the Elemis. This one, I think, is my second favorite formula. My favorite, of course, is the Glow Recipe, the papaya one. So, but this is a good second choice. So I'll be playing with some of my scented ones eventually and determining where this particular scent falls within all of the other options. But yeah, I would totally look into getting this. Also from Skin is In, we had the Sephora face mask. This one was the pineapple one. It had a very strong pineapple scent to it. I can still smell it, even though it's been used up for over a month at this point. A lot of serum in here, so of course after I used the mask, I still was dipping in to kind of use this as like a face mask without the actual mask part to use it all up. So a lot of uses in there. But for the, like, I think these are like $7 each, which I'm not a sheet mask person, right? So as I've talked about previously, I buy my sheet masks when they're on like usually clearance for less than $1 if I'm going to buy them. Otherwise, you know, I get them in Boxycharm, I get them in the Sephora kits, and I prefer my masks to be in tubs and squeezy tubes. So it was fine. And if you like pineapple, then you're gonna like this. But if you don't like scented products, then I would recommend staying clear. Finally, we have this little sample of Purity. This is their ultra lightweight moisturizer. We had 7 milliliters of sample in here. This lasted pretty well. Like, this lasted a long time. I used this one mainly in the mornings because, you know, it's an ultra lightweight, and that seemed to be true. In terms of scent, it has a little bit of a scent, but it's very light, fresh kind of scent. I liked it a little bit better than some of the other Philosophy samples I tried. Right, last month I had a fair number of Philosophy samples that I went through. So it wasn't bad, but also not, oh, I need to go buy this item, right? I used it, I enjoyed it, but that's kind of where it ends. Again, for me, with my skincare, because I get a lot through Boxycharm, if I am going to go spend close to full price on an item, like, you know, Sephora VIB, at least take advantage of the little bit of a discount you get. But if I'm going to spend my own money on a product, it's got to wow me. I've got to really enjoy it. And although this was nice, it wasn't in that category. And that's going to be quite common for probably a lot of my reviews. Moving on to body care. Starting off with this hand mask from OK, the Age Defense hand mask. It was actually touchscreen friendly, so I was able to be on my phone and to do stuff with this hand mask on. It's supposed to be a 10 to 15 minute mask, but there was just so much product. Like it says, it has 8 milliliters of product in these gloves, so that's 4 milliliters in each glove. So that's a lot. It was kind of a unique experience putting your hands in this kind of cold, wet, soppy thing. But it was actually fairly nice for the actual experience. I wore it probably for like an hour because, again, there was so much serum in there. And I could use my phone while I was doing that. I did enjoy using it. And my hands felt pretty nice after I removed the gloves and disposed of them. And there was no additional serum in here. It was literally just the one-time use. But that being said, there was no long-term benefit to it, right? So like even the next day, like I did this at night, took it off at like 10:30, whatever time it was that night before. Next morning, it's not like my hands were dry or anything, but I expected something a little bit more long-lasting for the whole process of what this particular thing is. So I'm glad I used it. I enjoyed it for the most part. But that being said, at least for this brand, but probably for hand masks in general, not something I'm going to be like going out of my way for to get. 2 Bath & Body Works lotions. Both of these were featured in my Skin is In project pan. So I had Dream Bright. So this one had the notes of sapphire berries, night blooming orchid, and crystallized vanilla. Yeah, so this was kind of like a wintry kind of scent for me when I was trying to use it up. And of course you can see pretty clear all the way through. You can see the marking. It did take me 2 months to use this one up because I got here with 1 month. Then I finished it off in the next one. And it was fun. I did enjoy it because right now I'm kind of in my experimental try basically a ton of different scents from Bath & Body Works. So if I'm liking the scent, I will buy it and try it. And as I'm kind of experimenting and trying things out, I'm trying to narrow down to what do I love, right, on cold and on myself. And this one, it was fine. I enjoyed it. If I got it again, great. But I don't think I would purposely buy this one unless I'm going for more variety. So I think I do prefer more pure fruity scents rather than the fruity floral mixture. But this one was pretty nice. The other one was Bonfire Bash. This one, of course, doesn't tell me anything about the scent notes in there, so that's annoying. I don't like that. Bath & Body Works, please put your scent notes on all of your products. This one, of course, is Bonfire Bash. I don't know what was in my brain when I first read this because I thought it said Brownie Bash, and it does still kind of smell like brownie to me. It also, you know, kind of like that bonfire feel. And it was a pretty nice scent, a little bit heavier, a little bit richer. I had used most of this in November of last year, actually. So that's primarily when I used it. So all of that product there was used up in November. And then this is where I rolled it in. What was it? March, I think, for Skin is In. Because I wanted to get it finished up before we got into the spring. So again, I enjoyed this one. It is a little bit heavier of a scent compared to the others. So I would be more inclined to buy Bonfire Bash than Dream Bright. But, yeah. And yeah, you can see, like, there is a little bit clinging, like, on the front here and here. Unlike the lotions, like, you can't really cut into these, I don't think. I haven't tried. I think they'd be harder to cut into than the body creams. But you can still get most of it out. So you can kind of see. Yeah, most of it's out. So this one's gone. I liked this one a little bit more, I think. This guy. Oh my gosh, guys. This is a bio oil. This is a 200 milliliter size. But most of this I had used literally years ago. I don't think I even marked it. It was like way down here. Like way down here at the bottom. And I had that sitting in my bathroom for literal years. Supposed to have a 36-month shelf life after opening. It was definitely longer than that, but it was fine. Nothing seemed to change with it. I have started rolling in a body oil into my Skin is In project pan. So the one I have currently is another bio oil, a little bit larger of one. And I'm noticing a big difference. So one night I had used the last little bit up from in here. Then I rolled another one into Skin is In. And I am enjoying the difference that I'm feeling. Like, I do the lotion pretty much every day. I'm doing the body oil on top of the lotion once or twice a week at this rate so far. And it just helps to lock everything in, keep everything nice and hydrated, keep everything feeling nice and smooth. So I am enjoying it, and it's not as bad as trying to get back into the routine of using an item like this. I didn't have a whole lot of routine for this particular bottle. And again, it was literally like way down here, but I finished it this year, so it does count for the empties. And so now this one is rolling out. Speaking of ancient products, we also have this little, it's a hand and body moisturizer. So this one is from OPI. This is their Avo Juice. So they used to come in like these really big tubs, and like they were everywhere for a point, probably like 2 decades ago. Maybe not quite that long, but it feels like a very long time ago, like they were everywhere. This particular one was the vanilla lavender scent, and it was decent. I'm not so big on the lavender. I do like the vanilla. This one had 28 milliliters of sample size in there, and you can see still like there is still some product in there that I just cannot get out. This is very, very old. Like easily at least 10 years old. I don't know how old it is, but I pulled it out and decided I gotta start, because hand cream I'm bad at, right? Generally, I will just use a body lotion and put that on my hands. Because, you know, the smaller ones, they're more convenient. I can take them, like, in my purse. I can take them to work. I can travel with them. But then you don't use them because it's like, oh, they're more expensive and blah, 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 blah. Gotta just use them. So this one I actually had downstairs. So when my husband and I would play video games together, I would have this on like the table close to where I set myself up, and then I would try to apply this because my hands always need more moisture, and even right now they are feeling so dry, even though I did like a hand serum earlier today. Hands get a lot of use. But anyway, so eventually this got used up. I was hoping to have this in this video like 1 or 2 empties ago, but and now it's done, and I gotta pull another one out and put it downstairs so I can keep working on these kind of items. All right, let's talk about the makeup now to wrap us off. What do I want to talk about first? Big decisions. Let's start off with this guy. This one you would have seen relatively recently. This is my L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. I have the shade 410 Ivory. This was rolled into my Partners in Cream project shortly after I took it down to the Caribbean. Now, the lines rubbed off, and it was probably like around here-ish or so, so not much left in it, which I had done purposefully. I was using it a fair amount last year. We're kind of using it on and off last year. Saved a little bit to take down to the Caribbean because you don't want to take a full foundation. And then I used the last little bit up in my Partners in Cream project. So again, this foundation, like the last foundation you would have seen, most of that was used last year. I do have a new foundation rolled into Partners in Cream now, which I rolled in completely brand new. So that'll be a more accurate representation of what I actually use in a year. But this one is now done. And I do enjoy it. I don't know. I don't know if it's just my skin, if it's how I apply stuff, if it's the products I'm layering. I just feel like makeup doesn't stay on my skin very well. And this is foundation a lot of people rave about, right? How it lasts and looks good and all of these wonderful things. And it does. But it doesn't stay the same all day. So it's like, So I would likely pick this one up again because I did enjoy it. There may be some other ones I would want to try first, possibly. But I do also get a fair number of foundations in Boxycharm as well, so I have a lot of backstock. So I don't need to buy any foundations at any point. But this is on the list where, yes, I would repurchase this one. And again, probably in that same exact shade, 410 Ivory. For Finish 7 by Spring, this is the Nude by Nature. This is the Banana Translucent Powder. Again, why it's called Banana and Translucent doesn't make sense to me. But this was their loose finishing powder. So I use this one a lot to like set under the eyes, in this area here a little bit, because sometimes that can get maybe a little oily. This only had 1.5 grams. And it took me the entire Finish 7 by Spring project. So you can see I only had one mark on here because I didn't mark it for the first update or the intro. My bad. It was brand new when I rolled it in. I am currently working on the full size of the banana one right now. But I am not a big powder person. I don't need a whole lot of powder, and I do prefer my powders to be pressed rather than loose, because loose powders, I just find them so messy, is the thing. They get everywhere, and especially with one like this size, it was kind of small and a little bit challenging to work with. So I would not repurchase this one in particular, but it's been a fine powder. Also from that same project, the Lorac Eye Gloss. This is in the shade Yacht Club. You can kind of see that windowing in there. I had taken the stopper out, so you can see right way down in there. And anything left in here is just dry, cakey. Like, I did try to wear it a few more times, but then I think that, like, this was literally like falling in my eyes and irritating because it was just dry glitter. So at this point, we're calling it done. I am very sad about that because I did enjoy it. And it was so pretty. This did come in a trio with 2 other colors. One was a bit more of a blue, one a bit more of like a reddy, orangey color. So this one was my favorite of them because purple is my favorite color. It had a beautiful shift to blue, to gold, to like green, to brown. It was nice. It wasn't one that you could just kind of go all over the lid with and call it done. You did have to then pat it down. I usually just used a cream eyeshadow brush. Otherwise, it would kind of crease all over the place. So not as good in terms of other, liquid eyeshadows. But it was very pretty. And I did get a fair number of compliments when I wore it, which always makes someone feel good. So, beautiful product. I'm kind of sad it's gone. But I have so many of these kinds of eyeshadows that I really don't need to look at buying more. A classic, the Urban Decay All-Nighter. This is a mini size. This one is their sample with 15 milliliters of product in it. I took this one down to the Caribbean with me. It was brand new when I took it with me. And then I finished it off shortly after. I think 2 weeks after. So not a whole lot of product in here. It may have helped extend the wear of makeup, which, awesome. That's what I want my setting sprays to do. But yeah, it does have a bit stronger of a scent. So because of that, I don't think I would buy this one. There are other ones I would want to try. So like the Milani, they're supposed to have like a 16-hour long-lasting setting spray. So I'd want to try that one before I would think about repurchasing something like this. But it was fine, and I'm definitely going to be keeping this bottle because it's a good size for travel. And finally, the last makeup item I have, and finally it is done. You guys may also recognize this from Finish 7 by Spring. And this was an item I did not finish. This is the Maybelline. This is their full coverage under eye concealer. This is in the shade Sand 20. When I started the Drop 7 by Spring, this stopper had been taken out. So since mid-January, the stopper's been out of this, and I still got product out of this today when I'm filming. Now, there is really not much left in here. Like, I've scraped all the sides. There is not much left on the wand. Yes, I can get still some to my under eye area to try to cover up all of the darkness under there. But I don't think I'm getting enough out for like a full use on each eye. So like I do one eye, go back in, and get the other eye. So I think this is time to call it. It's done. It is finally finished. It took so long. This guy took me so long to finish up, but it is finally done. So that's it. Those are all of the empties I have from mid-March to mid-April. So now let's talk about numbers. And of course, I explained it was in my first update how I calculate everything for the numbers here. So all the retail values, if I have to do math, and of course conversions and all that fun stuff. And this is actually the lowest value month I have had in any month. Still a decent number. So it comes to a total of $270.18 Canadian dollar. So that's, a lot of product, and there's a lot here on this table right now, which means that for the year, oh, my husband's glad I don't pay retail prices for all of this. It comes to a grand total of $1,547.21. So we've now crossed the $1,500 mark. It is only April at this point. Again, because we didn't have a whole lot of big ticket skincare items, right? So this month we only really had the Elemis coming up. And so it's really with my skincare where one, I'm able to finish items, and two, because I get most of my skincare in Boxycharm, that helps jack up the retail value of everything. But that is where we got to within this particular month. So again, lots of big bottles, so shampoo and conditioner, the body lotions. But we had a fair number of makeup items in here, so I'm very excited about that. So nice little variety for you guys. But that is where we've gone to at this point with the empty. So again, we're going to keep seeing that number climb up and see how high it's going to go, which is going to be mind-boggling when we get to the end of the year and get to see everything laid out. But good progress. I am pleased with what I've been able to use up. And we'll just keep that ball rolling as I continue adding things into projects. But thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoy empty videos, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss when I upload the empties videos, generally in the I generally upload the empty video mid to early late part of the month, if that makes kind of sense. So there's not a specific date for the empties, so make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss the next empties video. That's going to come out in about a month's time, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video very soon. Have a wonderful day.